Okay, so we're going to do something a little bit different today. For all of our lessons at My Ed Space, we do provide a homework. And this homework consists of 5 exam style questions that take you through the learning from that lesson, or they may even assess previous learning. We also do provide a monthly assessment at the end of every single month, which is 10 exam questions on everything we've learned that month. But I thought what we could do today is actually go through one of the My Ed Space homework questions that I have recently given to year 12. So let's have a look together. This one is obviously about cell structure. It's obviously plant cells because we're talking about chloroplasts. So can we give one feature of the chloroplast that allows protein to be synthesized inside the chloroplast? So what we can give for this answer is either DNA, because chloroplasts have their own DNA, just like mitochondria do, or ribosomes, because chloroplasts and mitochondria also have their own ribosomes. Now, obviously, DNA allows for proteins to be synthesized because DNA contains the code for proteins. Remember, it contains bases, and the order of bases determines the order of amino acids in a polypeptide. Ribosomes are obviously the site of protein synthesis, so they also allow proteins to be synthesized inside the chloroplasts. And this is great for chloroplasts because it means they can make their own enzymes that they need for photosynthesis, like Rubisco. If you're in year 13, you'll know that one. Describe one difference between this feature, so whichever one we've named in part 1 of the question, in the chloroplast, and similar features in the rest of the plant cell. So if you went for DNA in part 1, for part 2, you could say something like, DNA in chloroplasts is circular, but in the rest of the cells, so in the nucleus, it is linear because it's packaged into chromosomes, isn't it? So we describe it as linear. You could say DNA in chloroplasts is shorter or has fewer nucleotides, so there's less of it, whereas in the nucleus, it is longer. There's much more of it. There's many more nucleotides. The other one you could go for if you went for DNA is DNA in chloroplasts is not associated or not wrapped around histone proteins. Obviously, in the nucleus, it is associated with histone proteins. And it's worth just mentioning exam technique here, right? We are making the difference really clear. We're not just saying in chloroplast, DNA is circular. We're saying whereas in the nucleus or in the rest of the cell, it's linear, okay? So exam technique wise, you have to make the difference clear by giving both sides of the story, if you like. If you went for ribosomes in part 1 of the question, then for part 2, we would say ribosomes in chloroplasts are 70S, or you could say they are smaller if you can't remember 70S, whereas in the nucleus, in the cytoplasm or on the rough ER, because you also get ribosomes on the rough ER. So in the cytoplasm or on the rough ER, they are 80S or they are larger. Okay, again, we're making sure we give both sides of the story, comparing the ribosomes in the chloroplast with the ribosomes in the rest of the cell, which would be the cytoplasm or the rough endoplasmic reticulum. Now, for every homework that we provide at My Ed Space, we do provide full video solutions like this, where I talk through every single question that was on the homework. I give all the alternative ways to answer it. I give exam tips and tricks, and we talk a lot about command words and just exam technique in general. If you think having these homeworks would be useful and you would like to join the full My Ed Space course, we have one for year 12, we also have one for year 13. We also cater to exam boards, AQA and OCR. Do click the link in my bio so you can sign up for our full course and get access to all of these homework questions.